What up, everybody? This is Difficult People Chronicles. I'm Seriously Focused Johnnie, SF Johnnie.
This is just a quick plug of something I wanted to share with you all. So before I get into this episode, I want to say, I want to humbly thank two people that came to my aid this weekend. I'm not going to go too much into it. They are thoroughbreds, with the warrior spirit. And the reason why I say that is because, for some time, I've come home or wherever I'm going, I have to constantly ask God for forgiveness, having ruminating thoughts, because you have people out there in this world that's just not right. Like, literally not right. And that's one of the reasons why I did the episode, The 4 People You Need in Your Life, because I feel like you do need some street dudes in your life that can see your enemy from a distance, that at the drop of a dime they're going to pray for you. And these are dudes that don't have to hesitate about coming to your aid. Coming to your aid. And for the last, I don't know how long, I had to ask God for forgiveness, because it was a situation where I like to help people, okay? But what the problem I had was helping the wrong person that don't know how to detach. And then it becomes a problem where you're just like, you regret ever helping that person to begin with. And it's basically someone that asks you to help someone that's literally off. No marbles in their head. Light don't go on upstairs. There's no steps. Steps got burnt down. Like, they just psycho. But they don't take medication. They not in jail, but they off. And then in the beginning, I'm gonna say something real quick. Like, in the beginning, it was a situation where nobody believed me. That I was like, this person is off. This person's really off. Now it's like, you talk to people that are just as spiritual as you are, and they come to your aid, and I thank God for them. Like, I literally thank God for them. And I didn't even have to say the word help me, That means a lot. Those are street dudes that are thoroughbreds, People out there is just sick. They really sick, off the chain sick. And sometimes, and I'm going to tell you like I tell you, sometimes these same people that are off are powered professionals. So, there you have it.
Today's episode is your best interest versus public opinion. One of the things we have a tendency of doing is when we want something so bad that goes against our gut feeling, we will sit there and ask 50 million people for their opinion and overanalyze why we should do or get what we want versus what our gut feeling says. And a lot of times, that's what puts us in a hole, sets us back, messes up whatever situation we have going on. And this is something that we have to stop. I always say all the time, follow your gut feeling. And I'm human, so I can clearly, honestly say a lot of times when I messed up, it was control. That was a factor. I wanted what I wanted, and I went against that gut feeling. The only time I followed my gut feeling is if I felt like I was in danger. Like, say I went somewhere and something just didn't feel right and I felt like I shouldn't go any further. Then I didn't go. But when it came to other situations, like, say, dating someone that I knew in my gut feeling wasn't for me, but I wanted to be with that person, I couldn't get mad when it just didn't work out. And I know that there's a lot of people out there that are guilty of the same thing. You don't know how many times I come across clients who try to justify certain things, and they come to me of all people and look for me to co-sign to craziness. And then they go around to their family, their friends, and they're like, oh, well, Kathy said, I should do X, Y, and Z. And I feel if I do it this way, and try to manipulate situations when they know daggone well the gut feeling is telling them otherwise. And then they go against their gut feeling and end up in a whole heap of trouble. At some time, we all gotta say enough is enough and follow our gut feeling. Because in this day and age, we don't have the time, the energy, nor the ammunition to go against our gut feeling. The only time I would say, if you don't know what to do, you pray and ask God. Because you have some people that will give you their opinion, and it's based off of their hurts, their pain from the past. Sometimes they give you the wrong information just because they don't want you to, like I said, get from point A to point B. Sometimes they just telling you what you want to hear just to shut you up. And sometimes they just telling you what you want to hear because they want to maintain that friendship. And they know that if they go against the grain and tell you exactly how they feel, you're going to get upset or get stuck in your feelings. You got to start, like I said, following your gut feeling. And I know that we are all not going to be perfect. Some things happen. Sometimes we do things out of GP just because or in the moment. But for the most part, you got to follow your gut feeling. You know how many times I had situations? There was times when I was younger and I used to always go around asking people for their opinion when I knew in my heart I knew what to do. And it got to the point where my grandmother started ignoring me because she said, you know what you need to do. You know what you need to do. But I wanted her to just tell me otherwise because I knew what I wanted. But I also knew that if it didn't work out, I'll be back to square one. I'll be crying or something else will be going on. And one thing I hate is doing damage control because sometimes it's more work than before. When I was younger, there was certain guys I shouldn't have been dating, and I saw the warning signs. I had the gut feeling. I even had God talking to me, telling me some things, and I still went against the grain because I wanted what I wanted. I still went to some of my friends that were just what I call free-spirited. They do whatever, had no boundaries. And they told me exactly what I wanted to hear. And I still followed through with what I wanted. And then in the end, everything blew up in my face. But now I try to more focus on my gut feeling. Yeah, we have to do that. It's too much. Sometimes it's too costly to go against the grain. It's just too costly. Can you imagine? You follow, let's say, a family member. You have family members that tell you how you look good with a person, and in your head you feel like, yeah, we do look good, or the person's good in bed, and the person make 9 figures or 8 figures before the decimal, and the person dressed nice and takes showers and all sorts of stuff, and daggone well that gut feeling is telling you otherwise. But everybody's on board. Everybody's co-signing to the nonsense. And they tell you should because they like that person too. They want that person to be around in the circle. They don't like nobody else but that person. But when that person's around you, that person is giving you pure headache. They just look good. They look good on paper. They look good in your camera when you're taking pictures. They look good in your bank account. But in your house, they look like a disaster. Yeah. And you follow through with everybody's opinion and you decide to date this person and keep this person for like years and years. Even though on the outside you're smiling and on the inside you're miserable. You're falling apart. Some days you feel yourself getting headaches and getting sick. And this is all because you just following public's opinion and you controlling the situation. And you think sitting back that the situation is going to get better. And in actuality, it's killing you slowly. You got to learn to follow your gut feeling. Because God be giving you warning signs. A lot of times we don't even pay attention. I've been there too many times. But now it's to the point I'm like, I'm too old to be doing all that. I'm too old. I like peace. It's so much better. So do me a favor. Sometimes you got to stop listening to everybody, especially when you know what you need to be doing. And I don't know who needs to hear that, but I'm letting you know. Stop dating that cornball that you know in your gut feeling you should not be with. But he look fly on paper, or she look fly in your camera, or she look cute sitting at the table with you, and you know daggone well she not supposed to be at that table with you. Follow your gut feeling. Because a lot of times, I'm going to tell you a secret. Some of those people that give you their opinion of what they want in your life is not really looking out for your best interest. They looking out for their best interests. What they want is what they want in your life. So that's it for today. Thank you for tuning in. For one-on-one sessions or group sessions, hit me up on my website for suggested topics. Put in the subject box topic and shoot me an email. Check out my store. All the links is underneath the summary. Have a blessed week. Love me more and I love you more. Later.